Good morning, Your Honor. Excuse me, good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon.
Your Honor, go ahead, Mr. Coffin.
The Commonwealth's just waiting for the drug cert on docket 174705.
Okay.
So we would be looking for a further date to obtain that.
He's in custody because he's just been returned from MassLive. The Commonwealth has indicated to me that the drug case right now, is a Superior Court case. However, it's going to stay in the Quincy District Court. Bail has not been set yet because on the day of his arraignment, he was held for commitment to MassAct. And so we need to address that.
All right. Go right in. Colin, what's your request?
So I think we would have to amend count one. I'm not sure what we would amend it to.
If I could speak out, even if it's amended to simply possession with intent to distribute, that will leave the complaint with two of the same charges. It should be dismissed and go with the second count, which is the lesser, the possession with intent to distribute.
All right, well, Commonwealth, what's your intent, or do you need to,
If I could just get a brief further call just to see about that. My guess is that our office would be looking to just amend it to possession to distribute Class B.
all right.
That would mean there are two possessions.
All right, why don't I give Mr. Kaufman a moment to
Sir,
Thank you, Your Honor.
check on that, and we'll keep your client up here, though, because I want to
Thank you.
see if we can address this.
It won't take long, Your
All
Honor.
right.
Brief further call, so you're going to have to say. We're just waiting for Mr. Coleman.
Yeah.
Coleman?
Coleman was Brinkman.
That's Brinkman.
Yeah.
I thought they were waiting for him to come out.
No, he waived his presence.
What was the date?
11:30.
11:30?
He waived his appearance, his presence. Yeah.
So, Your Honor, after speaking with the powers that be, we are just moving to dismiss count one.
All right.
am I included in that description of the powers that be?
Don't push your luck, Ken. Go ahead. Commonwealth.
Two old change stripes.
Any other requests?
Here's
This matter.
I would be asking for $5,000 cash bail, Judge.
All right, I'll hear you as to why.
So that request is made based on the defense court probation record, as well as the nature and circumstances of the offense, Your Honor. As to the nature and circumstances, summarizing briefly from a Weymouth Police Department report on October 2nd of 2017, Your Honor, officers were dispatched to the area of North Street in Westlake Goosehead Road for a concerned citizen who stated that they had just witnessed a drug deal. The location is commonly called the Shelf at the top of the hill from North Street, a public area that was known to officers to be an area consistent with drug activity. Officers respond to that scene upon their arrival. They observed several parked empty cars in the parking area. They then locate 6 young people, 5 males and 1 female, all of which appear to be underage, Your Honor. There were open containers of alcoholic beverages on the ground and possibly in the hands of these individuals. For officer safety, he had those individuals sit down and empty their hands as he waited for another officer to arrive. Once that other officer arrived, the officers were able to conduct pat frisks of the people for their safety. And at that point, more evidence of alcoholic beverage was located. Just have a moment, Judge. Officers do inquire if any of the individuals have weapons or if anything is going to hurt them. All but one individual answered no. The only one who answers no, Your Honor, the only one who didn't answer no became nervous, and that individual is identified as the defendant before you today, Mr. Emanuel Lopes, who is known from the officers from past investigations. Officers conducted a pat frisk with that individual, the defendant, and he took his shoes and began to fidget around. At that point, officers told him to sit still until they got to him. If I could just have a moment. So if the defendant stands up, officers go to pat frisk his exterior and then jumped down on the rocks at the bottom of the seawall. Officers then engaged in a foot chase, Your Honor. Officers were yelling stop several times. The defendant continued to run away. Officers at that point were not sure why the defendant ran away until they did observe his open bag on the ground. Inside that bag, officers did observe a black digital scale and a small plastic bag with a white powder-like substance, which, based on officers' training experience, they believed to be cocaine. The defendant, according to a witness, ran into the wooded area off North Street just past the parking lot. Officers ultimately started a canine search in the area of the woods, Judge. During that point in time, officers were able to learn that where the defendant resides. Officers did check that residence. There was no answer. Eventually, officers do hear a noise coming out of the seashore wood line, and it was the defendant. At that point, officers ran towards him, grabbed him, and placed him into custody. Those are essentially the facts of the case, Your Honor. Turning to the defendant's court probation record, although he does mostly just have juvenile contact, Your Honor, he does have another open matter for vandalizing property out of Quincy, but I would submit, based on the facts of the report, Your Honor, the fact that he's running away from the police, clearly announced their presence, their identity, and told them to stop numerous times. The fact that he's running away, I would submit to the court that he is a flagrant.
Okay, counsel.
Judge, if you're going to set a bail, I would suggest a nominal bail. His mother and girlfriend are in the courtroom. Mother is not in a position to post bail. In fact, he is not permitted to return to the apartment that she lives in Weymouth. He's been released from MassAC, and their recommendation is that he enter an IOP and that he perhaps contact the North Cottage program in Norton to see if he can get into that program for a residential treatment program. I will tell you the court that MassAC anticipated that when he returned to court, if released, he'd be living in a shelter because, unfortunately, he will be homeless with no place to go. So I would ask that if you're going to set a bail, it be a nominal bail. His mother will not be posting any bail, and from the jail we might be able to transition, he might be able to transition into a drug treatment program.
All right, thank you, counsel. Counsel, I'm going to set a bail of $500 with an order that he be drug and alcohol-free with testing. Obviously, if there's a bed somewhere in a program, it might be such that he could be able to bring the case forward and have that looked at so that a smooth transition could be contemplated.
Thank you. I would suggest, in that case, a 30-day date. Mr. Clerk, if November 28th is available for a conference, I would respectfully request that date. And do you think you'll have all the drug certs and drug lab work? I'm sorry. Do you think you'll have the drug work by the 28th? I think. Oh, Saturday. Yes.
November 28th, sir, for further pretrial hearing.
And if he could be brought into court on that date as opposed to a video conference.
November 28th, sir.
I'll come up to town and see. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Mr. Clerk.
Thank you.